Right, what's up guys? So in about 3 weeks I will be going to Wheels on Waves. Today is the 29th of May, and in exactly 3 weeks, 19th of June, I will be leaving for Wheels on Waves. Now, if you don't know what Wheels on Waves is this custom motorcycle festival with drag races, flat tracking, dirt races, surfing, skateboarding, art, and obviously a whole lot of custom motorcycles. I went there last year, I made the video about that. I have a card somewhere around here and you can check that out if you want. So if you watched the videos of me before this one, you'll probably notice this thing hanging on the wall. It's like a racing bib that you got last year when you bought your tickets. I thought it was cool, so I put it up here. So I went to Wheels on Waves actually already a couple of times. First year that I went was 2016. That year I went on this bike right here, which is a KZ650. And we swapped the engine for a 750. That's actually the first bike that I built. I built that with my dad. That's this bike right here. This bike has been in the family for a very long time. As you can see in this picture right here, there's actually my mom somewhere in the 80s when they brought it all the way to Portugal from the Netherlands. So yeah, that was my first build, and of course therefore it has a bit of a special place in my heart. So of course the first time that I went on that bike. Second time that I went, I actually built 2 motorcycles in that time, but the bike wasn't finished, so I went again on that bike. And then last year I went with my good buddy Michael. He went on this Suzuki GS750, which I also made a Will It Run video about. And unfortunately I had to go on the 750 or the 650 with the 750 engine again, because the bike that I was working on back then didn't work. So that's something I really want to change this year. And that's exactly why I bought this bike. So this is a 1970, I'm not exactly sure, 77, 78 or 79 Suzuki GS750. It's a chopper, it's got a hardtail, or I guess a bobber. It already has a nice hardtail on it and some weird stuff. For instance, the forks is a blend of the lowers of a Suzuki GS750, but the triple trees and the inners are actually from a Harley-Davidson Ironhead, as is the headlight and the risers and stuff like that. So it's a mix and match of all kinds of bikes together in one. To be honest, this isn't really the look I would go for. This is this very typical early Zeros flat black with the red wheels type of hot rod type of look. Especially with the wide and low drag bars and the forwards that are stretched all the way out. Not judging, if this is your thing, totally cool. It's not really for me. So in these coming 3 weeks, I'm actually going to modify this bike a little bit more to my liking. Obviously, I can't build an entire chopper in 3 weeks, but we are going to try and make it look, or at least in my opinion, a little bit cooler and definitely more of a chopper vibe. Already ordered around €1,000 in parts, so that should be good. But before we start customizing this bike, I actually have to try and get it running. It doesn't run currently. Previous owner said that it just sat for a really long time, so hopefully we can get this bike running really easily. But as you can see, it is quite crusty, so I'm a little bit curious as to how that's going to go down. Right, so if you've been following me for a little bit longer, you know that we've been actively trying to build a bike for $500 or less, which is this Honda CB400. Now we're getting really close to actually getting that bike running properly. It is already running, but the tuning is still quite a bit off. We're going to try and build that chopper in 3 weeks, and we're also, in the meantime, if there's any time left, going to try and get this thing tuned and maybe even sell before that. It would be nice to have a little bit more spending money at Wheels on Waves, but I guess we'll find out. If that chopper thing for whatever reason doesn't work out, maybe the engine's blown or whatever reason we can imagine. This is my backup bike. This right here is a Kawasaki KZ1000P. If you're familiar with this bike, this was a police vehicle, especially made just for police. If you're watching YouTube on motorcycles, you probably know Sage Resurgent. He has one as well. I actually had mine earlier than this, but never made a video about it, so I guess it isn't true for that reason. But super cool bike, as he'll tell you as well. It's pretty dang fast, and this one's actually working quite well, so we have a nice backup for us, but if we kind of really want to bring the chopper. Alright, so that's the plan for at least the coming 3 weeks, or at least 4 weeks actually, including Wheels and Waves. So if you live in Europe and you don't have anything to do between the 21st and the 25th of June, I would highly recommend checking out Wheels and Waves. I'll put a link in the description and you can check it out. I think most of the French people actually know what Wheels and Waves is, but if you don't, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth it. This will be my 4th time, so I highly recommend it. Videos on the chopper coming very soon. So if you're interested in that, definitely don't forget to subscribe. Videos on Wheels and Waves. I hope that was obvious, but we'll make a bunch of videos on Wheels and Waves. So if you're interested in that as well, also don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Just a quick little update, and I'll see you at the next video. Peace.